At that time, there were no supercomputers to accurately simulate the atmosphere. Calculations had to be done by hand, and forecasts more than 24 hours in advance were highly uncertain. Observations from weather stations were critical, and there weren't many of them. A successful landing in Normandy required three things: a full moon to provide good visibility, low tide to aid ground troops reaching the beach, and good weather. Now, the full moon and low tide combination was met during the June 4th to 7th period, but it wasn't going to be met again until June 18th. And a key to the success of the operation was surprise. So any delay later into June meant an increased risk that the Germans would learn of the plans. The big question was the weather forecast. A team of 6 meteorologists from the UK and US was headed by Captain James Stagg. On June 3rd, the weather in the English Channel was quite favorable, and an initial invasion date of June 4th had been set. But Stagg knew that weather systems generally move from west to east in the northern hemisphere, so he was closely monitoring weather observations being relayed from lighthouses on the west coast of Ireland, just about the westernmost point in Europe. Stagg believed the weather conditions in Ireland would translate to the English Channel within 24 hours. Maureen Flavin and Ted Sweeney were lighthouse keepers in the town of Belmullet on the western Irish coast. Their weather report on June 3rd was not favorable, reporting strong winds and heavy rain. Believing deteriorating conditions would spread across the English Channel by the next day, Stagg recommended to General Dwight D. Eisenhower that the operation be delayed. Eisenhower took his advice, and the weather did worsen significantly by the 4th. Stagg continued to watch conditions in Western Ireland in hopes of improvement, and later on the 4th, he got the news he wanted. Lighthouse keeper Ted Sweeney reported heavy rain, drizzle cleared, cloud at 900 feet, and visibility on land and sea very clear. Stagg relayed the improving weather conditions to Eisenhower early on the 5th, and after a moment in deep thought, the general said, "We'll go." The forecasted break in the weather came to pass, and troops landed on the French shoreline early on the 6th. In 1961, when John F. Kennedy asked Eisenhower how D-Day was so successful, he replied, "Because we had better meteorologists than the Germans."